The royal family is reeling. Prince William just shattered centuries-old protocol with a daring move for Prince George, his 11-year-old heir. A decision so bold it sparked whispers of rebellion in Buckingham Palace. What did William do to shake the monarchy's core? Stay locked in to uncover the shocking truth behind this royal uproar. The story begins in the quiet halls of Kensington Palace, where Prince William and Princess Kate have been raising their 3 children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, away from the public eye. For years, they've balanced royal duty with a mission to give their kids a normal life. George, second in line to the throne, has been the focus of their careful planning. Born in 2013, he's already a familiar face, waving at crowds, stealing hearts at Trooping the Color. But behind the scenes, William's been wrestling with a question. How do you prepare a boy for a future as king without crushing his childhood? Royal. Protocol has governed heirs for centuries. It's a rigid playbook: where to study, how to travel, when to step into duties. King Charles went to Gordonstoun, a tough Scottish boarding school, as did Prince Philip. William and Harry followed suit, heading to Eton, the elite all-boys institution. These choices weren't just about education. They were about shaping a monarch, toughening them for a life of scrutiny. George, everyone assumed, would walk the same path. Eton's been the betting favorite, with its proximity to Windsor and history of royal alumni, but William's rewriting the rules. In early 2025, whispers leaked from palace aides. George might not go to Eton. Instead, William and Kate are eyeing something radical: co-educational schools, possibly even day schools in North London. Places like Highgate or University College, school where boys and girls learn together, and boarding isn't mandatory. This isn't just a school choice, it's a seismic break from tradition. Why? Because it signals William's vision for a modern monarchy, one that bends to his son's needs over the crown's expectations. Let's break it down. Eton's a symbol of privilege. 46,000 a year, steeped in history, producing prime ministers and kings. It's where William thrived, but also where Harry struggled, feeling like an outsider. Gordonstoun, Charles's school, was even harsher, described by him as Colditz in kilts. William, now 42, knows the weight of those institutions. He's seen how they can isolate as much as they elevate. George, a shy kid by all accounts, might buckle under that pressure. A palace source told the Daily Mail in February 2025, William wants George to feel normal, not like a royal exhibit. The North London schools are a different breed. Highgate, for example, is progressive. Mixed classes, a focus on creativity alongside academics. It's close to Kensington Palace, meaning George could live at home, not board. University College School is similar, liberal, diverse, less stuffy than Eton's old world vibe. Kate, who loved her time at co-ed Marlborough College, reportedly backs this move. A friend told The Telegraph, Kate's pushing for somewhere George can be himself, not a title. This choice could keep George grounded, surrounded by peers who aren't all aristocracy. But it's not just about school. William's bold move extends to George's royal role. Protocol demands heirs start public duties young. Charles was 14 when he gave his first speech. William, though, is delaying that. George, at 11, has done minimal engagements, a rugby match here, a coronation page role there. Compare that to William at the same age, already trailing Diana at charity events. A royal insider told Vanity Fair in March 2025, William's shielding George. He wants him to be a kid first, not a prince. This breaks the mold. Royals are trained early, not coddled. Travel rules are another flashpoint. Since George turned 12 in July 2025, protocol bans him from flying with William, the first in line. It's a safety measure. If a plane goes down, the monarchy survives. Charles and William followed it. Harry's memoir Spare mentions separate planes after William hit 12, but William's bending this too. In April 2025, he took George to Paris for an Aston Villa match, both on the same flight. InStyle reported it as a deliberate act, William prioritizing family bonding over rigid rules. The public loved it. Ex-Post called it refreshing, but palace traditionalists were livid. Why's this stirring shock? Because it's William flexing power before he's king. Charles, battling cancer, has leaned on William as heir. But sources say the king's uneasy. Eton's his preference for George, and he values protocol. A GB News report from April 2025 hinted at tension between father and son, with Charles feeling William's moves undermine tradition. William, though, isn't budging. He's carving a path for George that reflects his own values. Less pomp, more purpose. Public reactions split. A YouGov poll from March 2025 shows 55% support William's approach, praising his modern touch. Younger Brits especially see it as progress. Ex-users posted memes of George escaping Eton's clutches. But 40% side with tradition, arguing Eton builds resilience. Older royals like Princess Anne reportedly think William's soft. Anne's kids went to Gordonstoun, no complaints. The Daily Express ran a headline, "William's gamble, is he risking George's future?" Let's talk George himself. He's no ordinary kid, told at 7 he'd be king, per historian Robert Lacey. That's heavy. At Lambrook School, he's shielded, but paparazzi still lurk. In 2024, Newsweek warned George's privacy could blow up like William's did at 16, when media swarmed him. William's move to a day school could keep George closer, less exposed. But it's a gamble. Co-ed schools mean less control over who he meets, what he shares. A royal expert told The Mirror, William's betting on normalcy, but royalty isn't normal. Another layer, William's reshaping the monarchy's future. His Earthshot Prize, Homewards Project, and mental health advocacy show a prince who wants impact, not ceremony. In South Africa, November 2024, he told reporters he'd make royalty smaller. Fewer patronages, less grandeur. George's upbringing reflects that. By dodging Eton, delaying duties, and bending travel rules, William's molding a king who's relatable, not remote. A Marie Claire piece from March 2025 called it a new blueprint for the crown, but risks loom. If George attends a progressive school, will he be ready for royal life's rigidity? Eton drills discipline, debate clubs, cadet corps. Highgate's artsy vibe might not. And delaying duties could backfire. Charles was criticized for being unprepared, thrust into global tours at 20. A Times columnist warned, William's protecting George, but kings need steel, not shelter. Plus, the media's relentless X. Posts already dissect George's every move, from his villa scarf to his shy smiles. Family dynamics add spice. Kate's the driving force, insiders say. Her cancer battle in 2024 shifted her focus. Family first, always. A Vogue piece from January 2025 noted she's redefining royal parenting, hands-on where Diana was stretched thin. Charles, though, hovers. His own strict upbringing makes him push for structure. William's caught between them, balancing Kate's warmth with Charles's expectations. Harry's out of the picture, but his book lingers. He called William trapped by duty. Is William freeing George or just swapping one cage for another? The world's watching. In Estonia, March 2025, William met troops and refugees, showing his global statesman side. George wasn't there, but the trip sparked talk. Will William expose him to such work early? Protocol says no, but William's track record says maybe. His Paris trip with George wasn't just football, it was a glimpse of father-son teamwork, hinting George might dip into duties on William's terms, not the palace's. What's the bigger picture? The monarchy's at a crossroads. Charles's reign, likely short, puts William center stage. A CBC News report from January 2025 warned of a thin bench. With Harry gone, Andrew sidelined, and Kate recovering, it's William, Kate, and soon George carrying the crown's weight. By breaking protocol, William's betting he can make royalty relevant. A Yahoo piece noted George could be the first monarch to skip Eton, a symbol of change in a 1,000-year institution. Critics aren't quiet. Some say William's naive. Royalty thrives on mystique, not normalcy. A Spectator op-ed argued, George needs Eton's polish, not a liberal bubble. Others fear backlash. If George seems too common, will the public respect him as king? Ex-users debate fiercely. Some call William brave, others reckless. A viral post read, George deserves a childhood, but the crown doesn't. Wait. Supporters counter that William's adapting to a skeptical age. Monarchy's approval dipped to 60% in 2024 per YouGov. Younger Brits want authenticity. William's giving it. His Paris flight with George dodged headlines about privilege. A North London school could do the same. Hello! Article praised William for listening to his kids, citing George's love for Villa and gaming as proof he's no stuffy prince. The stakes are high. If William's right, George could redefine kingship. Approachable, grounded, a monarch for the TikTok era. If he's wrong, George might struggle, unready for a role that spares no one. History's mixed. Edward VIII, who abdicated, was a rule breaker. Elizabeth II, a rule follower, reigned 70 years. William's walking a tightrope, and George is the test. Fast forward to summer 2025. George finishes at Lambrook. The school decision looms: Eton, Marlborough, or something else? William and Kate, spotted at Highgate in February, haven't confirmed anything. Palace silence fuels speculation. A Newsweek piece from April 2025 said crunch time is here. Not just for George, but for Charlotte and Louis, who'd join him at a co-ed school. The ripple effect's huge. 3 royals, 1 choice, reshaping the monarchy's face. Beyond school, William's easing George into the spotlight. That Paris trip wasn't a one-off. In June 2025, George joined William at a D-Day memorial, standing quietly as veterans shared stories. No speech, no pressure, just presence. A GB News commentator called it William's masterstroke, teaching George duty without stealing his youth. But whispers persist. Has William told George about the travel rule? Does the boy know why? He might fly alone soon. The palace isn't blind. Charles, while supportive, has limits. A source told The Sun, "The king trusts William, but protocol exists for a reason." If William pushes too far, say, skipping Eton and duties entirely, Charles could intervene. Unlikely, but the tension's real. Kate, meanwhile, keeps things steady. Her remission from cancer, announced in January 2025, freed her to focus on George. She's been seen at school gates, chatting with parents, ensuring George feels normal. Public mood shifts daily. X buzzes with takes. Some hail William as a hero dad. Others warn he's spoiling George. A Mirror poll showed 60% want George at Eton, 30% back William's plan, 10% don't care. Media's harsher. Tabloids call it William's revolt, painting him as defiant. Yet fans flood X with support, sharing clips of George's shy grins, captioned, "Let him be a kid." What's next? The school choice drops soon, September 2025, when George starts secondary. If it's not Eton, expect shockwaves. Duties will creep up too. Williams hinted at George joining Earthshot events, maybe in Brazil, 2025's host. Travel rules? William might keep bending them, risking Charles's ire. A Vogue piece speculated George could rewrite royalty's script, but only if William holds firm. The monarchy's future hangs on this. William's not just raising a son, he's reshaping an institution. George, at 11, carries that weight, whether he knows it or not. Every step, school, flights, duties, is a chess move in a game where the board's the world. And just when you think you've got it figured out, a new piece emerges. Word is, William's got another plan for George. One, even the palace doesn't know. What's he hiding? The answer's closer than anyone thinks.